Hello to all my friends out there. How you guys? I hope everyone is doing okay. Oh, what is this? It's very late. Okay, I was taking inventory of my food storage, and I thought, you don't really need as much food as you think you do. You just need enough food to get through some kind of an emergency. It could be for an extended period of time, in which you would have a better chance of getting through it if you had some kind of clear idea of how to do that. So the first thing I want to make is some easy cheese. So all you need is some milk. So I store this whole milk. This is the best one, or shelf-stable milk, and some vinegar. So heat your milk to boiling. What I did is I brought it up to almost a boil. And then I held it there for a while and I added 3 tablespoons vinegar. So now I want to, right now it's curds and whey. Take a look. And after I strain this, then it is cottage cheese, which is good. Okay, let's see if I have my little thing. Okay, so I'm finally using my new pan I got for Christmas. So I want to heat this whey to boiling. And then in the meantime, I will form a little ball of cheese. Okay. So 2 cups milk, 3 tablespoons vinegar, any kind of milk. I think it's pretty much going to have to be cow's milk though. So at this point, I'm going to add the cheese. So I have this, I think these rings are going to bug me. I have this fine sea salt. So you could, a lot of people add this after they kind of boil the cheese, but I'm just going to add mine at the beginning. You don't have to add any cheese. Okay, so I'm just pressing it. I'm pressing out the whey, and I'm kind of stirring the salt in there. It doesn't need to be very salty, unless you like it salty. Okay, so this is quite a bit of cheese. I added 2/3 cup powdered milk. I think the last time I was a little light on the milk because when I make the oatmeal in the morning, I only use 1/4. So I'm carefully pressing out the whey. I want to save the whey because you can use it like buttermilk, or you can drink it. But mainly you're just trying to get, this is so easy to do. And so, okay, so take an inventory of your food. And actually, it's probably best to do that continuously. If you let it go and you keep stockpiling food and you get more and more food, it's possible that you could be caught without food you really need. Okay, so now it's coming out this end, so it looks about right. Okay, so I want a nice little ball. Some people hang it and they squeeze it in cheesecloth. You can do that if you want. But this works really good. And as soon as you get done with this, it actually tastes really good now. So if you use this for cottage cheese with some canned peaches or pineapple, that's good. Okay, so you're taking inventory of your food to see what you have. You're taking inventory of your clothes Really though, you just need enough clothes to get yourself to one load. Like today, I have to do 3 times as much laundry now because of the gym. But you just need enough clothes to get yourself to one where you're washing 1 load of clothes. So as soon as this boils, we're gonna dip it in there. Okay, oh, let me show you. And then it's gonna be pretty much, okay, also take an inventory of storage containers and jars. Those are really important. And the seals, you know, not the thing that screws, but the other thing, make sure you have plenty of those. I'm going to be buying some more jars. The thrift store inventory is kind of scanty. I don't know if people are not donating or what. Okay, so now I've made, this is a really important recipe as well. This is Navajo fry bread. So for this you need salt, vinegar, and milk. And for this, all you need, now I didn't use the powdered milk this time. 1 cup flour, 1.5 teaspoons baking powder. I want to show these because I was watching foreign videos and I could understand. This is the flour, any kind. I bought 10 of these. I think I only have 1 or 2 left, but I have 20 pounds of flour. And you could add and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then you need the same amount of flour as hot water. I boil mine, and you add it, and you kind of knead it into a ball. And I put a little oil on mine. Okay, it's almost starting to boil. I'll do this. Then you let it set for about 20 minutes. I think I'll make small ones. They fry faster. I'll make 6 instead of 4 big ones. Now you can fry them just like this if you want to, but I like to make mine like flying saucers, but that's up to you. So if you have this fry bread, you can get by in the morning if you have some tea. So we'll go into that. I can't really fry these until I heat. I don't want to try to do boiling oil and cheese. I might wreck my cheese. Okay, so I just make like a little flying saucer. You know, you see that? See how it's like a little ball, a bowl? So this one made 6. Okay, now my whey is starting to boil. So now all I want to do is just dip my cheese in the hot whey and cover it. Cover the cheese. I'm going to pour a little on top. And then I'm going to now I'm going to start heating the oil back here. So I have the big one, but they have oil at Dollar Tree. So that the oil needs to be hot for the fry bread. Okay, so now I just want to shape this into a nice little ball of cheese. Usually you would dip it 2 times. And that way it's like cooking your cheese. You know, in the olden days, you know, now these days everything has to be just so. But actually, here, can you see this? This is going to be a good little ball of cheese in a minute. So I'm just, can you see I'm pressing the, I don't want to press my cheese out, but you can drink it in the whey if it does. So you're going to have cheese, and we'll get into why that is important in a minute. Okay, so now I'll come back to that in a minute. I need to do this. Okay, so take an inventory of your food and your clothes and get some idea of the exact amount of food you need for one day. Okay, so cereal and milk for breakfast, any kind you want, but I usually get oatmeal, and I've given you the recipe a million times. But mainly you need a 1/4 cup of some, and this is going to give you a nice big bowl of food. That's the thing about that. And I am trying to get into the habit of eating oatmeal every day. I'd say this looks like about a 1/4 pound of cheese. One time I had an argument, not an argument, my customer, she was from Europe, which be, oh, if you guys are from Europe, start stockpiling money or food. I'd be nervous if I lived over there. I'd be nervous if I lived over here. So let's just put, I can't believe I did that, but I did do, Now that is a nightmare, but it'll still be, you guys, it's late, but that's no excuse. I'm responsible for the results. Okay. I'm just shaping it back into some cheese here. It sure would have been better. It probably would have been better if that hadn't happened. Uh-oh, my oil's getting really, really hot, which is good. Now let me move the way. The videos where you try to do more than one thing at a time are always full of disasters. But it's results that count. Okay. So let's see if they're ready. So if you have these fry breads and some any kind of tea, you're going to be fine. And you can save this oil, just cool it down and then keep it in the refrigerator. Okay, so now my cheese is good. Now my counters. This is like when you spill food on your clothes in the morning, how it kind of ruins the day. All right, now. Okay, so oatmeal, 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup powdered milk, and 1/4 cup half nuts and half fruit. I usually get any kind of nuts and walnut nuts, and 1/2 cup water. So you need to figure out how many portions for one day. So you need 1 portion for one day, and that's not too much for breakfast. And you know, since I started eating now, I feel good. Okay, now and if any waste seeps out, you can just remove it. It was such a nice ball of cheese, but it's looking good now. This is cheap too, but the main thing is you're going to have milk for your cereal and you're going to have milk for your cheese. I buy gallons of vinegar. Here's what we have so far. Let's see if I can slip it in the freezer and try to cool it real quick. I don't have much room in here, but I think I can. Okay, so now cereal and milk, 1 portion. I buy cheap ones. Okay, now bread, bologna, and cheese, enough for 1 sandwich. So you need 2 pieces of bologna, 1 piece of cheese, and 1 piece of of bologna, 1 piece of cheese, 1 piece of bologna, and 2 pieces of bread, and a small fruit or a small vegetable. 1/2 can soup. So you need a can of soup, 1/2, and some crackers. Then you can have tuna, homemade peanut butter, homemade cheese, and or sardines. And so this is not too many items either. It's oatmeal, it's milk, it's bread. I made bread, but I'm making fry breads. These are good because you don't need butter or anything for them. You need some lunch meat and cheese and a small fruit or a small vegetable. Okay, if you make your pickles and you have some olives or some pickled vegetables and some lettuce and tomato, that is good. Then you have crackers with tuna, peanut butter, cheese, or sardines. Okay, now I want to talk to you guys about the Oslo diet. And we should all know this. And I think it was Norwegian children and some dry fruit and nuts. The Norwegian children were doing pretty poorly. I think it was 1940, so that was about the time of the Depression. It was a dark time. And so the doctor came up with this diet, 2 slices of whole wheat bread. So what I did is I stocked flour. So what I'm going to be doing is buying wheat flour and mixing it half and half. 2 slices whole wheat bread and butter with a small piece of cheese, a salad with 3 vegetables, a bottle of milk, and a piece of fruit. So this is almost like, what we were looking at in the stockpile. So the thing about this is you need oil. I buy it by the gallon. Okay, I want to mention something. What I do is I wait around till I find stuff on sale. And so I had this sugar container, and it's exactly 1 pound. And I bought these, 3 of these. My fry breads are looking good. So you guys are not going to be going without bread because you're going to be stockpiling flour. They say that in the end of times, the Mormons had horrible prophecies of people running down the street with wheelbarrows full of gold and no food. They have always stockpiled food. For one thing, my family was farmers. You've got to last until you grow more food. And they say in the end of times, 1 day's wages for basically a loaf of bread, and your food goes down fast. Okay, all right. Now what I do is when I make the oatmeal, I put 2 tablespoons sugar in it, but that is optional. But back to the Oslo diet. So we need to have this firmly in our mind. Gee, maybe I should always be able to make some cheese. Maybe I should store some canned meat. I was watching military rations, and if we had to live on that for an extended period of time, it might be pretty bad. But when the children were very malnourished, this worked. 2 slices of whole wheat bread and butter. So we made homemade butter. I made homemade butter. I told you guys how to make it. So easy. If you have if you have heavy cream, that works the best. And then it results, everything left over is just milk. Okay, a block of cheese. I'd say it must have been 1 or 2 See, now my cheese is starting to firm up. So you can put that on your bread. I'm going to slip this in the refrigerator now so it doesn't get messed up. I stockpile blocks of cheese. The reason I'm not cooking that much is because I found this sandwich at Walmart marked down, so it was $1.40 off. So it's 3 sandwiches for $5. So that isn't too bad, and they give you mayonnaise and mustard too. But generally, I buy these, but I would always want to know 1 per month, 1 large block of cheese. Okay, so 2 slices of whole wheat bread with butter, salad, 3 vegetables, a bottle of milk, and a piece of fruit. So that isn't too much. That's breakfast and lunch. Okay, I've been stockpiling a little bit each day. So today I got these 2 cans of solid white albacore for $1.58. Okay, I started buying a little bit better quality of meat because I thought, wow, if I ever have to eat this, I need to have some, let's see, maybe I can turn this heat up. I need to have some decent quality food, or I'm going to be like those people eating some damned slimy looking meat. The solid chunk food, like the solid, is so much better. And the thing about these fry breads is they're good left over. So that's very important. So we're up to lunch, and you can see we don't really, you know, are we stockpiling oil? Are we stockpiling flour? Are we stockpiling meat? Here's the Navajo fry bread recipe. The lady bodybuilder said oatmeal is not optional. So you don't have to use paper towels. You can use brown paper bags. That's what people, they don't give you brown paper bags. Some places you can request them, but out here they give you plastic bags for 11 cents. I saved mine. And these are very tasty. You could put some homemade butter on these, but you don't need it. Tea. I think they need a couple more minutes. They're cooking slow tonight. All right. So be going through the cupboard saying, let's see, can I make fry bread? Can I make cheese? I'll get a little block of my homemade cheese. Where's my homemade cheese? Oh, here it is. So some food shortage comes up, and your kids, and hopefully the neighbor kids, are at your house, and they have a little block of cheese, maybe an ounce or so. I don't need that much. And a glass of milk and some vegetables. And, you know, you can get by. That's why I bought the big bag of milk. Also, you want to save your whey. There's a lot of milk left in there. Okay. If there's a food shortage, guarantee someone will be glad to drink your whey. Okay, so keep in mind the Oslo diet. All right. So today, the only thing I stockpiled was the solid white albacore. $1.58 is really cheap for that. And then I stockpiled 2 packages of cookies. I already eating a few of these because I want to make sure I have 6 packages of cookies at all times. So, you know, I have my sandwich and I have my tea and cookies. Okay, now, something that's really important is the food storage containers. One of the things I'm trying to do is buy forever things. Or if something gets really ranked out, like my pots and pans, I'm trying to figure out what I can do with them. If you run out of milk, you can heat 1 cup of water and add 1/3 cup of coffee creamer and use that in cooking if you need it. Okay. All right, you guys, scoot over. This guy needs a couple more minutes. That's what I bought today. Now I want to mention something. Okay, your milk goes with breakfast and lunch. Your cheese could go with breakfast and lunch too. But in your stockpile, I bought these very cheap. Chili, Dollar Tree, and then 2 boxes of sardines. All of this is 4.37. And then, you know, I had crackers for lunch. Also, you can eat, okay, now they're looking better. You can eat sardines with crackers and chili with crackers. Okay, 4 crackers is generally 1 piece of bread. So that is kind of, if you don't like fish, get some other kind of meat. The cheese is pretty good, and once you make it a few times, like I have my little mishaps on, one of these things is like the cheese, haste makes waste. You can put that in stuff too. Okay, okay, I was attending to my garden and half my soybean sprouts are gone. I go, oh no. Last year what I did is I just covered the whole garden with seeds and I said, let's see what happens. What happened is it was way too much, so this time I'm planting a few at a time, evaluating the situation. So the thing I really want to grow is the soybeans, so I am moving the soybeans to the windowsill and the balcony. I planted my celery. You know, you just, when you cut your celery pieces off, just put it in the water, and when it sprouts roots. So the goal is to grow this stuff year-round indoors, so that if you ever have to eat your beans and rice, you'll have some vegetables. That is so important, especially if you live in Europe. So the idea is, the ultimate goal is year-round tomatoes, cherry mint tomatoes, onions. Those are easy. Save all your pepper seeds, all your squash seeds. So I had food left over from last night, but I made this acorn squash stuffed with meatloaf. Just your basic meatloaf, because I want to have food when I come home from the gym. Okay. The meatloaf was meatloaf, dry onions, garlic, breadcrumbs. I use a little of my homemade butter that you can use like sour cream. Instead of wasting an egg, I use a little breadcrumbs, and then I made an indentation in the middle, and I put ketchup in there. And so one of the things that's a really good thing to do is to buy these foods like squash. What happened to me was I went to the food pantry one time, and they gave us a lot of food from Trader Joe's. And it was a lot of squash, And I thought, wow, this is better. This is a lot of food. So I started doing that, you know, buying it, and you know, I have enough food. I also have last night's dinner in there. Okay, sometimes I eat more than other times. So the ultimate goal is a year-round garden indoors where nothing could happen. Okay, now about the stuffed, they could be stuffed peppers, stuffed zucchini, stuffed anything. But you can stuff it with, you can use in place of hamburger, rice, onions, salt, pepper, garlic, tomato sauce, and cheese. Oh, those are cheeseburger, stuffed with cheeseburger meatloafs. I just grated my jalapeno cheese and put that in there, so those should be good. Think about restaurants having a hard time because of the price of meat, dairy, eggs, and grains. So bread, eggs, if you have sour cream or cream cheese, you can substitute. Dairy, let's see, I'll try to show you a little bite. I bought this hamburger at Smart and Final marked down. This is too big of a bite to eat, but I just want to show you my, and there's cheese in my meatloaf. So I need, and my acorn squash smells really, really good. I could have sprinkled a lot of paprika on there. So bread and butter, make your own. Now think about used items. Okay, what I think the prudent thing to do is to save money on everything. So buy high quality items when they're half price at the thrift store. And then if they're in good shape, I gave my neighbors big bags of clothes because I didn't want to go to the swap meet. And then forever items. So when you buy something, instead of buying that cheap pie pan, I should have gone to the thrift store and found a good one that was going to last me forever. You know, the old grandmas, they had their pie pans and pots of pans forever. Okay, save all reusable containers. Here is a reusable container. Just get used to saving them and using them like they did during the Depression. Okay, constantly be on the lookout for items and expenses that you can eliminate. Okay, I tried to eliminate foil, but I was too miserable without that. But I was able to reduce my utility bill. I've cut way down on my gasoline, so I am constantly on the look. Okay, now think about root foods like potatoes, like beets, like parsnips. They last a long time. Nuts, so you can make nut milk. I think the better method of nut milk is boil your nuts in water, say a half cup nuts or coconut, until the resulting water is like milk. Take that out, add a little more milk at a time until the nuts or the coconut's practically gone, then blend it up, like when you make oatmeal milk. Okay, so 2 cups water or a half cup nuts, pickled food like pickles or any kind of vegetables, homemade peanut butter, and then think about adding more carbs. This is really good now. Think about rice. So you're having 3, instead of like meat and potatoes, you're having rice, beans, potatoes, and you can stuffed baked potatoes. Once you get used to doing that, then say if your plate is 3/4 of the way full with carbs, so you might be thinking that I don't want to do that. But what you're looking for is this combination. Like if you ever have to eat rice and beans, it's going to be so much better if you have potatoes. So it could be French fries, it could be hash browns, it could be black beans and rice, it could be rice and corn, any kind of combination, and then meat. And that's going to save you money as well. All right, I want to talk to you about something, fake wealth. Where is this idea of fake wealth coming from? Well, it's coming from the social media and what's happening, and I think it's affecting people more than you know. And you go, wow, look at these people with their clean house, and some of them hire people to help them. But it's fake. It's the social media. I try not to do that. And they say average people are trying to make themselves look rich, and then everyone's saying, wow, look at them, look at their life, and then, you know, they look around and they go, wow. Okay, they don't see them shopping at Aldi's on Wednesdays. By the way, that is a good idea. Okay, so people want to make themselves look better than they really are. I think that's true. Okay, on ASOS, which sells clothes, these creators are buying massive amounts of clothes and returning them all. So they'll wear them with the price tags tucked in, and they'll buy them, and then they'll just return them. And they'll use them on their videos, and you go, wow, they look so sharp. Yeah, because that's a form of stealing. I have known girls when I was in the salons, and I was horrified. They would go and they would buy stuff knowing full well they were going to return it, and they would just take really good care of it, and then they would say something like, I don't like it. Okay, so what's happening to these influencers or these sneaky girls is they're getting blacklisted. I know someone who used to get a bunch of free makeup samples and stuff, and she had no intention of buying it. She's another one. Okay, they also are posting hauls, like they go buy $1,000 worth of you name it, and then they return it all, which people are going, how did they do it? Well, I could afford my tuna. I could afford my $1.25 chili and my $1 sardines. That's 5 meals. Okay, they're getting blacklisted. Otherwise, they're not allowed to buy there. How about these fake houses? That's at their house. That isn't. They don't even have forks to finish their cooking. Have you ever noticed that? Oh, I can't find it. Yeah, because you don't live there, you liar. Fake houses and fake apartments. No food in the refrigerator. They're liars. How about, okay, fake jets? There are hangars that look like a jet, and you rent them for $80, and you sit in a fake jet and drink champagne. Yes, green screens. Actually, they're saying that people are going to turn into such liars that people are not going to be able to discern in any aspect the true from the false. And we see that in the media. Oh, this side's winning. Oh, contraire, this side's winning. It's also cars. They rent a car, or some have been caught posing in front of these people's houses, in front of their own houses, and these fat old men come out and go, what the hell are you doing? It's hilarious, kind of. Okay, now fake luxury. Now, I have been known to buy fake luxury. I will buy it in a heartbeat if I get it cheap enough. But they're Decepticons, they're liars. Okay, Now, there's also the other aspect of people who are purposely looking poorer than they are. Like, I have seen some places and I go, okay, you are a liar. You do not live here. I mean, it is a wreck, but I think that they're trying to purposely look poor and sicker. Okay, vacations. What they're doing is they're going on one vacation and then they take a picture, hundreds and hundreds of pictures, like their legs in front of a pool, and they say they're in different places, and then they get pictures of the places and it's their legs, but it's not even them. It's just a big fat lie. And then like they're saying they're going to events now. Kind of, you know it when like their bedrooms look like a Section 8 bedroom, and you know they're getting all gussied up. Like, where in the hell do you really think you're going? They're not going nowhere. Okay, so now I want to talk about, let's compare and contrast rich people, because this is really funny to me. If you're poor, rich people don't want to associate with you. That kind of makes sense. A lot of people, it's like, we work so hard. They inherited their money. Their parents paid for their down payment on their houses. Their parents are co-owners of their house. They're like the people on, the fake people on, it's like in our culture. Okay, now, the rich people are doing, now this makes a lot of sense. Okay, you're filthy rich, so what they're doing is like to get this certain lovely look, starving. They call it water fasting. So you have all the money, not the guy with the rich car. I live in a good area and they're not thin. I mean, when I came here, I go, they look well fed, I'll tell you that. But to look extra lovely, they're purposely water fasting to the point that they're like lightheaded. That is funny to me. Okay, they don't check the price on anything. So like, I guess you guys, since every night I go, this costs $1.25. This costs okay, I guess you guys know I'm not rich. Rich people don't check the price. Okay, now this is kind of sad. Poor people have a food budget of $4,400 per year, $366 a month, or $91 a week. I beg to differ. There's a lot of poor people who do not have $91 a month. The rich people have $13. The people who are starving have $13,987, $1,165 a month, $291. So I think what they're doing is they're eating higher quality food too. Another thing they're doing is they're going to Costco. I call it the $300 club. Is more now if you fill up your cart. So if you're not wealthy, at least I'm not a liar, at least I'm not a faker. But if you stockpile your food little by little, and then you can go for periods of time without buying any food. That's very important. And figuring out what is going to work. So like during some kind of food shortage, you're probably not going to get dairy for one thing. So if you have peanut butter, if you have bread, that's really going to help. How about bird food? Okay, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye from my poor lowly abode. Hey, this is good. Remember where I used to live?